Let's see the quick demo of clean architecture which I just built using agent skills. So these are the agent skills. Using that actually we just build this nice clean architecture of that school management system which have all that API related to school management system, and also it have no authentication system, so which can create authentication like register logged in and also then authenticate that particular endpoint, and then we can get the data and all. And this is the complete structure build using this agent skills. So yeah, that we will try to implement. So let's moving to start implementations. If you first time visit my channel, so go to my channel which is .NET Real World Example, and I especially recommend if you new to clean architecture, so definitely you have to go to here at this clean architecture, and I just create a couple of basic clean architecture, and also there's a advanced clean architecture, and then now we have to try to over here that clean architecture using the agent skills. So apart from that, if you want to learn AI integration, full stack development, game, cloud and mobile development, and also you can learn many things over here. So let's further do moving to start implementation. So first of all, I'm just creating a empty folder and just open an VS code and just add one skills. So that skills actually will help to create our clean architecture, so that we will try to build over here. So yeah, it's nothing, just using that skills, agent skills based on that clean architecture along with the Kent back style, so that code smell and all they will also will handle. So don't worry, I'll share those things. So what I'll do, simply go to open a new terminal, and in this new terminal I'll just using a coding assistance which is free or anything actually do you want. If you have like cloud code or for example open code and other things, actually you can just use it, but yeah, I'll use this which is currently free. So yeah, I'll use that free buff, and here I'll simply ask build a clean architecture. What I'll do, I'll simply ask a prompt over here. Don't worry, I'll just give that prompt over here, like just want to build a clean architecture using this skills, and also we have to integrate that clean architecture in our web API, and later on if we want we can utilize those clean architecture inside with our other client application, like for example Blazor or MVC application. So that same thing actually we just built, actually prompted over here, and simply hit enter. And once you provide that information, now see they just start to implementation. But yeah, first they just read like this skills, like what are the skills we have. Based on this actually they will start implementation. So yeah, let's wait to complete that implementation. Now in this coding assistant, actually they are asked couple of questions like which target framework do you want. So yeah, I'll just required .NET 10 SQL Server. Actually they provide some information, so I added. Also we have to use identity plus JWT, and which model actually do you want. So yeah, I'll just use all that model. Actually I just want everything over here, and simply hit enter. And afterward they just create all the task over here. So let me go through one by one. So first they will just create a solution and all, then build a domain layer and also application layer, then infrastructure layer as per clean architecture design, and then we have to build web application layer which have those are things, and then finally they will review architecture and all. So yeah, I think that pretty much good based on that skill and all. I think that we want actually as per that application, right? So yeah, let's see and wait to complete those steps. So based on that, I do see over here they just create initial architecture over here. So application and application layer, domain layer, infrastructure layer, and also this web API layer, and also they just create one solution. So that is fine even if I go inside that. So yeah, currently they just empty. There's no special things over here, but yeah, I think this is just a initial label. They just create architecture, and yeah, I think then we have to wait for this implementation, all that. Now first step got complete, likely create the solution structure in .NET domain application infrastructure and web API. Now they have to start to next step, which is implement all that domain layer, which is base class, entities and value object and enums. So yeah, I think we have to wait to all that steps they have to complete, and also we will check the time, whatever time actually they will take this build this complete application, and yeah, we'll see that. So finally it's take almost 22 minutes to build this complete application. And if you scroll up, so architecture highlights, actually this is defined over here, like which layer, actually what is the dependencies and all, and what are the things actually they just add. Like I can see the dependency rules over here, also CQRS pattern. So we are using CQRS pattern using the MediatR, also JWT authentication and role-based authentication. So yeah, I think we are good. Even they further also add Swagger and also client agnostic, so that is fine. And also API endpoint, so these are the API endpoint for registered and that login. So based on this, actually we can just use all that complete access that modules. So yeah, this is fine. So now what I'll do, let me open this in our Visual Studio, or you can just go through directly over here, but yeah, I'll want to show you in Visual Studio. So let me open this. So I'll just already open here, and if you hear that structure, so this is that we are expectation. And if you go to here, and if I go to that program.cs file, so yeah, almost all that things actually they just covered. I don't think so we have to do anything. And yeah, let me just build it and also build complete. There's a no issue. And if I go to that app settings, because they are actually they set up our local DB, so here they just keep that DB's name, this is DB name, and also they set that local DB. But yeah, whatever that your DB name, right? So in our local connection, so for example for my DB connection is this, right? So whatever that DB connections, so you can just server name and things, actually we have to replace it over here. So yeah, I can just replace my DB name over here, or server name, like this is my server name. And yeah, now we have to run this application, see how actually it is working. And yeah, one more thing, actually we have to do that, we have to set that API is a startup project. So let me add that startup project and run this application. And once you run, I can see one issues. So issue is related to like entity based domain event required a primary key, right? So that is somehow actually missing or not properly implemented. So yeah, again we can just simply copy this guy, right, and go back to our coding assistance. And in here we can ask, okay, now currently getting that issue, but yeah, before that also you can see this nice coding assistance actually provide that some other suggestion as well, like what do you want, like you want to fix some warnings, or also if you want to create fluent validations and validators, yeah, that we will try to add. And also if you want to Blazor client, so you can add it, and also add initial migration. So if you want to initial migration and all, so they also suggested and all, and also view that project section. So yeah, this is nice actually. So yeah, let me get this error, and then also we can just simply ask, okay, while running this app I'm getting this error, so please fix that. So let me fix this issue itself in coding assistant. Yeah, if I want I can fix that, but I'll just want to take care everything this coding assistance and using that skills. So well, within 1 minute 30 seconds, I think this problem they resolve it and also provide this information. Now verify, and root cause was, this is that root cause, and also fix was added for this. And yeah, I think then we are good, right? So go back to Visual Studio and stop that and just save it and run it again. So this time I am getting another issue which is related to date range required primary key. So yeah, I think that also we have to follow that same and simply provide this information and fix it. So that also got fixed very quickly. And now let me just open up again in Visual Studio, and simply I can just run this time. And this time I didn't see any error, and yeah, my application also got running. So my API is running, and also add that Swagger API, and here I can see all that information along with their features. And also we have that authentication section where we can simply register our user and login and user and assign that role as well. So yeah, first actually before if we required any logged in and all, so definitely we required some registration, and then we have to logged in and we can get the token, and using the token we can access other endpoints. Okay, so yeah, first let me check that features like how is working. So let me try to first this one to create a new user. So let me add that normal user over here, and so I just fill this information over here like just normal user, and also assign that admin and simply hit enter. And once you're done, now I can see, okay, so there is some validation, so that we have to meet over here, like a password meet at least 8 character, and also password should must at least uppercase. Okay, so these two validation actually we have to taken care, like for example this and 8 character, for example 4 5 6, I think that is fine, and execute. So now my new password got created, that means that the user is got created, and this is that ID. And yeah, so if I want to logged in, so let me try to logged in over here. So go to here, the sign in, logged in with that user, which is test@gmail.com. so this is that information, and simply execute. Once you're done, I'm getting this token, so authentication token, and this token I can just simply copy this token, and also along with we have that refresh token, and also I can see the role is available for admin. This is fine, and the token I can just utilize. Okay, so before using this token, actually we just simply use just try out this guy and execute. So once you execute, definitely we will get this 401. Okay, so that means it is an authentication. So yeah, now we will authenticate using this JW token. So I can just simply paste it the token, and yeah, enter JW token, wearer token. So authorize and close that, and now we will try to get this API. So once you get this API, now I'm able to see that response. Perfect. Currently we don't have any data, that is fine, but this 401 actually gone. So that means that token and all, it's working fine. Even I want to check that other one, for example this is course, this is enrollment, and this is a student. So yeah, let me check with the student, and also this has the nice search, and also yeah, let me execute that. Yes, so it's also there's no information about that, so that's why it's this. But yeah, if I want to create information, so yeah, I can just create it. So yeah, let me just quickly create information about that student. And yeah, there is some validation error, like if I just continue this, yeah, some validation error is over there. So we have to must have that email address, right? And yeah, so those are things actually we just default add. So yeah, so let me just add and complete this request. Okay, so yeah, I'll just add a random name and continue that. So yeah, there's other validation, mobile number should be 7 to 15 characters. So yeah, that also we have to add, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, and then execute. Now it's done, and I'm getting this student. So now if student is available, so definitely once I search, that student will be available. See, that student is there along with page number and all. So yeah, this is nice. That means that along with the clean architecture, they just integrate this API. So now go back to our application and see how actually that architecture or structure, and they just build, and what is the flow to communicate to everything over here. So yeah, first actually if you see, this is that web application, and in this web application, if you go to this controller, so yeah, based on that controller, like for example if I go to any student controller, so this is my student controller, and in here if I just get call, so we have that MediatR. Okay, and in this MediatR send this query, and this query actually this using this get student query, and this get student query actually coordinate in this application layer. And in this application layer, if you go to here features, and if you see that student over here, and in this student yeah, so see get student query. Okay, so yeah, don't worry, let me just debug it over here so that you can just see how actually flow is going on this clean architecture. So first actually we have the debugger point in this student over here, and then we have to go to query. So go to that, go to query, and in this query we can simply put it over here, debug point. So now they will reach it over here, and they here actually they will get the database over here, application DB context, and this application DB context will be go to here in this infrastructure layer. So go to that infrastructure layer. So in this infrastructure layer, if you go to application DB context, so just open it that, and this app DB context, see we just refer this application DB context interface implementations over here. So whatever that DB context actually we are referred over there, we just inherit over there and use that DB context, all that DB context, and this interface actually we have to create in our application there. Okay, so yeah, that's how actually it is working. So yeah, let me just go back back to here, and in here simply just coordinate infrastructure layer, get the data and retrieve the data over there and just return back to over here. Let me just flow it again. So yeah, open it again, go back to Swagger, and in the Swagger go to the student. Yeah, this is the student, and it's a get student. So yeah, if I just execute, so once you execute, now see it is going to our controller, and this controller, let me put the debugger point here, and once you continue, now it is reaching to our application layer in this using that MediatR, and it will reach it over here, and they will just coordinate over here the data and all, and it will just get the data from that infrastructure layer. And now we can see that count 1, and also this is search, and this search will be return the data. So this is the data they just returning over here. See, one data is available, and this is that current student data. And if I once you get that, return back to our application API layer to data is here, and it will just render in our UI. So that's how actually this complete clean architecture is working. So yeah, that pretty much good for this session. But yeah, feel free add this comment, like if you want to add more client like Blazor or MVC and other application which we can integrate in this all this clean architecture. So yeah, I'll just add another session and all. So till now, thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.